Hello everyone, and let's talk about E3 2017. It has now came and when I was away on holiday for E3, so we didn't do any sort of individual videos. We're just going to do it all in one video. We're just going to talk about the things that I like, not going to talk about every single thing. I'm just going to talk about the highlights that I thought stood out. I guess we'll start with the biggest thing, and that is that you can turn into a dinosaur, or you can control a dinosaur with a hat in Mario Odyssey. My God, that looked good actually. I watched the extended gameplay demo. Looks quite good. Quite interested in getting a Switch now. It comes out in October, so I don't regret but not buying a Switch. I don't really regret it, but I might be getting one for Super Mario Odyssey, and certainly thinking about it a bit more now. I love the fact that you can just control a T-Rex. You can also possess humans in the game. That is disturbing. You can assume direct control as Mario. Adds a sort of disturbing thing. Also, Pauline is in it. Mario's ex from Donkey Kong. She's the mayor. Peach is in it as well. You got Pauline and Peach in the same game. Uh-oh. Maybe the story is that Mario leaves Peach for Pauline. She was seen in a kind of wedding dress with the little flower, the little piranha flowers as a bouquet. Maybe she gets married to Bowser, and Mario decides to shack up with Pauline. Pauline, of course, was in Donkey Kong. It is called New Donk City, and there are a few street name references to Donkey Kong there. I noticed there was like a Cranky Avenue, and if you ever played any of the Donkey Kong games, you got things like Cranky Kong and things like that. A lot of Donkey Kong references. Maybe Donkey Kong will make an appearance in the game, who knows? Another big reveal is Metroid Prime 4 is in development. I was a big fan of the Metroid Prime series. It is a different developer. It was Retro Studios that made the first three Metroid Prime games, two for GameCube and one for the Wii. So that's good to see. You get to see Samus coming back. Also, there's a Metroid 2 remake as well for the 3DS. I'm surprised they're still making 3DS games. Is it the Switch, their new portable console thing? Can it do both? Maybe why are they still making 3DS games? I guess there's bajillions of 3DS owners out there, so it makes sense, I guess, to continue making 3DS games. So that was really the big thing from Nintendo. I thought Nintendo, they'd had a decent press conference. Mario Odyssey looks good. There's some Zelda DLC coming. I suppose we should talk about the Xbox One X, shall we? Another fake 4K machine, it seems. Saw a couple of games, they're running with checkerboarding, so not full 4K. It promised a full 4K machine. Assassin's Creed Origins and Anthem not running at full 4K, it seems. There's a few people saying it is checkerboard rendering that they're using. For that, it's not 4K. It's $500, 449 pounds, 600 Canadian dollars if you're in Canada. I think it's 500 Europas if you're in the Europa League. Yeah, so I would say it's about right in terms of price. They are going to make a loss on each console. I guess, I said north of $500 would be a huge mistake. That's what I said for that. But they've gone for $500. I think really was the highest that they could push it, and that people would still be, willing to spend on a mid-generation console upgrade. I don't like the name. It's like they had a long meeting and said, I wish we called this Xbox One. Let's put another X in it. Fuck it. That'll do. It seems like they had a 2-minute meeting and said, put another X in it. We can't call it Xbox One Scorpio or Xbox Scorpio, or someone will think it's a new system. Just stick an X on the end of it. We stuck an S on the end of it. They should have called it the Xbox One TI or something. That would have been better. Titanium, that would have been better. The Xbox One TI. The Xbox One X TI. There you go. More random letters at the end of it. Something like that would have been good. I suppose the biggest news that from Microsoft's conference, apart from the Xbox One X, is that original Xbox games are coming to Xbox One and Xbox One X as well. Suppose you get 3 Xbox Ones now. Well, 2 Xbox Ones really that are on sale. The original Xbox One, which is no longer on sale anymore, the Xbox One S, and the Xbox One X now, I suppose. I guess it differentiates it that way. But original Xbox games are coming to Xbox One. My Port Beggar series, going quite well. We've asked for 3 games. Begged for 3 games on our Port Beggar thing. 2 out of 3 have come out. Vanquish came out on PC at the end of May. Original Xbox games on Xbox One are coming. We'll do a top 5 on that. The top 5 original Xbox games that I want to see on Xbox One backwards compatibility. We'll have that coming up in a few days, but we'll get back to the conference. What else do we have? New Metro game. It's coming out. But I don't know if it's going to be exclusive to Xbox One or not. I didn't really check that out. New Wolfenstein as well. It's pretty good. Yeah, you get to kill Nazis. It's basically The Man in the High Castle, if you've ever seen that series. It's basically like that with more shooting in it. No Japanese in it though as well. It's just Nazis that are in it. Nazis and KKK members at least. At least they didn't go censor out the swastikas. Apparently Call of Duty World War II is not having swastikas featured in it. If you're going to set the game in a Nazi-occupied place, I mean, it's Nazi-occupied America that Wolfenstein 2 is coming to. I mean, I enjoyed the last Wolfenstein game. That was pretty good. Wolfenstein: The New Order, and there was the expansion was Old Blood, I think it was called. Wolfenstein: The Old Blood or something like that. They were really good. I thought they were really kind of refreshing shooters at the time. I thought they were pretty decent. I think it's going to run on id Tech 6. By the looks of it may be id Tech 6. Because id Tech 5, which the last Wolfenstein ran on, struggled a little bit. id Tech 6 was the engine that powered Doom in 2016. We say id Tech generally runs on because it's generally... Wolfenstein is an id game, obviously. Wolfenstein 3D, credited as the first-person shooter game. So it is nice to see Wolfenstein coming around. It's not id that make it. It was Machine Games, I believe, who made Wolfenstein: The New Order. I think it is them that are making the new Wolfenstein game. But yeah, I was a big fan of the previous Wolfenstein game and its expansion. So quite happy to see a new Wolfenstein. That was Bethesda's big announcement. So a lot of people thought we were going to see Elder Scrolls 6 or a new Fallout game or something like that. I'm quite happy with it being Wolfenstein. I think Elder Scrolls 6 is a couple of years away. Fallout 4 only came out 2 years ago. It takes a few years for them to make an Elder Scrolls game, and you want them to take a few years to make an Elder Scrolls game. Speaking of Elder Scrolls game, there's 2 more versions of Skyrim coming out. As if that wasn't enough. As if we didn't have enough versions of Skyrim out there in the world, we're getting 2 more. One of them is for a Nintendo Switch, so you're getting a portable version of Skyrim, surprisingly. You're going to have a version of Skyrim that runs in PSVR as well. So you get the VR version of Skyrim and a Nintendo Switch version of Skyrim. What's the next version of Skyrim going to be? I don't know, maybe it'll be powered on Skyrim Toaster Edition or something like that. Next year or something like that they're gonna do. They seem to keep releasing that game. Last year we got the Skyrim, what was it, the HD remake. I guess maybe we'll get a 4K Skyrim Ultra HD remake or something like that next year. I don't know. You can already get there's a in fact the texture pack was for Fallout. The texture packs are the mods for Skyrim, I should point out. But yeah, more Skyrim coming, another new Wolfenstein game. We'll get on to Anthem now, which was BioWare's big game reveal. Looks pretty good, actually. It looked good visually. Gameplay-wise, I couldn't concentrate on the gameplay. I found the sort of commentary of the people talking fucking annoying, man. Jesus, shut the fuck up. I mean, I've never heard people who are playing a game talk like that. Just cut the PR speak while playing the game. They were really irritating. They just irritated the hell out of me. Other than that, feels like a fairly generic third-person shooter. Really, that's all it feels like. Just feels like Mass Effect, where you play as Iron Man. Essentially, that was it. I thought, oh, we're playing as Iron Man here. Seems like might be a decent Iron Man game. It's going to be co-op as well. Speaking of sort of pseudo MMO games, Destiny 2 has a release date on PC. It's going to be October 26th. I think it's almost 2 months after the console one. The console one is September 6th, which is beginning of September, whereas Destiny 2 is coming to PC end of October. It's worth it, to be honest, if they port it well. If it's a good port and it runs well, then it's worth it. It's going to have an unlimited frame rate. Something the Xbox One X version is not going to have. You're paying $500, £450 for your Xbox One X. Destiny 2, regardless of resolution, is going to be locked at 30 FPS. And this is why things like Xbox One X will never really take the place of PC. Again, just a lack of choice. I heard the developers say, there was an interview with the developer saying that they want to bring choice to Xbox One X, and they wanted a choice across the range. What if I want 60 FPS in Destiny 2? I can't have it. I can't have it. I gotta get the PC version because it's gonna have unlimited frame rates. You know, I get the choice, obviously, depending on your hardware configuration, depending what settings you run at, but you've got the choice. Push visuals, push frame rate. On Xbox One X, it seems that the choice is being made for you. Also, games like Assassin's Creed Origins were running at 30 FPS, and so was that Anthem demo, apparently, was 30 FPS as well. So the idea of 4K 60 FPS, not on a lot of games that were running there. Forza 7 apparently will run at 4K 60 FPS on Xbox One X, but again, I just don't see a reason to own one. £450 is a lot of money for a very restricted system. You know, I'd want some freedoms, like a PC you could build for a little over that. I mean, a little bit over that. That's £600 PC builds that we showed you. Give you the option of, they don't give you 4K 60 FPS, that's out of the question with those PCs. 1080p 60 FPS, definitely. You could have 1440p or 4K medium settings at 30 FPS as well. So you still have the choice with PC gaming, and I think that's one of the problems with Xbox One X is, again, lack of choice. No free online as well. But it's good that they're at least bringing more games to it with the inclusion of original Xbox games. The PlayStation conference, I didn't really pay much attention to it, to be honest. I did fall asleep during the PlayStation one. I saw a Days Gone demo. Is it me, or is every PlayStation game starting to look the same now? They're all third-person action-adventure games with stealth elements. Like, every single game. Uncharted, The Last of Us, what was that one? Shit, forget. Horizon Zero Dawn, that one. Forget the name of them. Days Gone, God of War. Are they just making the same game? Like, are they just copying? Are they just putting different backgrounds onto the same game? Each game feels very generic now. I just get that feeling with it. Now that they're just taking the Uncharted formula and just pasting it across their entire game range. It's very Ubisoft-like. Very Ubisoft-like as well. Did Ubisoft have a conference? I don't know. I don't know. I didn't see that one, so I can't comment on that. Far Cry 5 looks interesting. CM Punk is the main bad guy in it, I guess. He looks like CM Punk. I'm going to call him CM Punk. So it's going to be set in sort of rural America. It's going to have sort of religious cultists that you're going to be facing off against. Which is an interesting setting. I only saw like the first reveal trailer, so I haven't really seen any gameplay for it. I saw a bit of gameplay for Assassin's Creed Origins, at least, I think. Is Origin or Origins? Who knows? Who knows? Who the hell cares? Gonna be set in ancient Egypt. For some reason, not set in Japan. God damn it, I so want another Tenchu game. Although Assassin's Creed game set in Japan would probably be nothing like Tenchu, but set it in Japan, for God's sake. I want to play as a ninja. Ninja stealth assassin. It's been crying out for that since it launched, really. And I thought that was a chance to do it. But now it's going to be set in ancient Egypt, which I guess, we haven't seen a huge amount of games set there, so it could be an interesting setting. I would love to have seen one in ancient Rome as well. I think that would have been a cool setting. We need more games set in ancient Rome, as I'm a big fan of the time period. We did have Rise, Son of Rome, I think was the last one. Of course, you've got the Total War, Rome Total War games that are set in ancient Rome, but I would love more games set in Roman times. Apparently there was a Call of Duty game set in ancient Rome. Call of Duty Roman Warfare. That would have been quite good, actually. I would love to have seen that. But yeah, Egypt is the setting. It's quite underutilized, really. A lot of people use sort of ancient Egypt in a sort of modern setting, like Tomb Raider has used it a few times. They've used sort of ancient Egyptian things, but very few games set in ancient Egypt. So it would be nice to check that out, actually. So again, it's a game that is sort of cautiously optimistic. Hopefully they've used the 2 years to fix a lot of the long-standing problems with Assassin's Creed. So there you have it. That's my opinion on E3 2017. Not a huge amount of surprises there. I liked Wolfenstein. I like the look of that. That looks good. Super Mario Odyssey looking good. Metroid Prime 4. I'm actually interested in buying a Switch. That's what I came away from E3 2017. Interested in buying a Switch. Still not fully committed to it, but I'm at least thinking about it now because I do like the look of Super Mario Odyssey. I like the fact that Metroid Prime 4 didn't have any gameplay footage there, so suggests maybe a few years away from actually coming out. Maybe sort of late 2018, maybe into 2019, I'm thinking, for Metroid Prime 4. But it is nice to see Metroid back again, back in the mainstream Nintendo console. It was missing for so many years. I think it was, what, 2006 or 2007 Metroid Prime 3 came out. I like Metroid Prime Trilogy. You should play that on the Wii. That's pretty good. One of the few games where motion controls actually made it better, really. But hopefully with the Switch, will you have motion controls? You do have motion controls on the Switch, I suppose. But we'll probably go back to traditional controls, especially if you want to play it portably. It'd be quite impractical to sit on a train with motion controls, really. I actually saw someone, I was out on holiday, and I saw someone with a Nintendo Switch playing it on a train. I was out on the train and saw somebody playing a Switch. I was like, whoa, I've never seen anyone actually play a Switch before. I've seen them in stores and things like that, but I've never actually seen anyone out playing a Switch. That was interesting experience of seeing someone playing a Nintendo Switch. I've never held a Nintendo Switch before. I don't know what the controllers look like or anything like that. Was going to get one, cancelled my pre-order, but I may be interested in a Nintendo Switch. But anyway, that is all for this video, so thank you for joining me, and we'll see you again soon, and goodbye.